Hercules over here. Look at this. Look at this dude. It's like a dead thing. I don't know. It was on the table when I came out. They're like dragging it. They need a couple more, but I scared their little army. Because I came and I sat down before I saw them. And like I scared them all. They're crawling up this thing. See? Yep, you can see them. They're coming up this way and then going over there. It's crazy. This guy's got a pretty big piece, but he's lost. If it'll focus. I'm having trouble focusing. Yeah, it's just like not focusing, but you saw a little bit. So we're out here. Today is August 11th, I think. And we're filming the wasps. There's so many bugs and so many pollinators. There's so many little flies. Mostly they're wasps though. Little wasps, see? Many of them. Many different types too. That's what's so interesting. It's not just like one type that's everywhere. There's a couple of these guys. These ones. Oh, almost dropped my phone. Like, they don't really seem super concerned with what I'm doing. Why won't it focus? See, look at them all. They're everywhere. I like the little cricket too, making the little noise. The katydids might start soon. They're the ones that sound like bruh. Go off. I mean, you all know I'm not a history. For what? For what? Oh, I'm at the top 10 car of the day. I drive 60 instead of 40. I hit the gas really hard. I have a cylinder. Oh! Shut the fuck up with your fucking car, dude. No one likes that. How do you... Oh, it makes me feel powerful because I was circumcised as an infant. So I had to get this. Like, why do they do it? Like, what are they compensating for, you know? Welcome back to Rainbows and Razor Blades, a show from Shut the Fuck Up. By the Gregorian calendar, it is currently the 11th day in the 8th month, the month of August, in the year of the Lord, 2023. On today's episode of Rainbows and Razor Blades, we're going to be swooping around talking to some misanthropes and some solipsistic people. Solipsists? I don't know what the word is. We're going to be talking to some sophists, some iron fists, some agrarians, some streetlight manifestos. Not really, I wish. We're going to be talking some hoopla and some flim-flam. And then, if we got time, we're going to be talking about the Shazbot. Thanks for joining. We'll be back when my friend is here. We'll be right back after this. Super. Oh shit, a monarch. Let's go. Hopefully it finds somewhere where they won't industrial bug holocaust, but they probably will. I know this is true, that we used to be proud, and I'm not even sure that that's true. We are gaslighted into believing that we used to be proud, or we were gaslighted into being proud of our manufacturing capacity. And honestly, that's not something that's necessarily bad to take pride in. Like, okay, fair enough. So you're switching from agrarian to industrial. That's kind of lit. But here's the problem with that. Once you industrialize, other people can come take your labor. And the Americans, that's our game. But like, the thing is we've hollowed ourselves out, just becoming consumers to where we don't even know how to like fix our own butts. Like, our butt's falling apart, help our butt. But we don't have any butt doctors. Because all the butt doctors went somewhere where it's just more profitable to just go exist just better. They're like, you're telling me that I can move to Scandinavia and be a butt doctor, and the Scandinavians will pay me double what the Americans will? And it's like, yes. For all, and every butt doctor, no. But for the ones who are the most elite and who could create and would benefit from creating systems of profit, then yes. I was reading about Che today. Che Guevara, or Guevara, I don't know how to say it. The dude on all the shirts, you know? The Argentinian man himself. you know, the Cuban revolutionary, and despot in some capacity, the Marxist, and the one and only, the extraordinaire, the CIA's most wanted. So I'm reading about bro, and I'm like shocked. I'm like, this dude literally went sniffing for trouble. He grew up rowdy, and you know, instead of becoming a Hitler stan, he went and applied that same type of like divergent, but maybe not neurodivergent, maybe not, who knows? Who knows? With someone like that, like, it's just so different. It's just like, it's a revolutionary, man. He had the workings of a revolutionary. Like, how did he get to that point? Where he was in, like, other countries as an armed junta. If I even tried something like that today, even if I really believed in it, and it's not that I don't. What the hell is this guy doing? Back here, this is all this dead stuff right here that didn't resprout. That is all Japanese knotweed. Like all this that just dried out and died and didn't regrow, didn't resprout, did not reroot. That is the plant that I've been warning would do those things. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't or won't do those things, but in this instance, this was an effective means of control and removal. You know, I wouldn't have recommended it. I would have recommended tarping over it, but it seems like this area may have been unsuitable or overly shaded, or perhaps they just cut it close enough. But yeah, this whole thing actually worked, so that's good to know. Note and notice that, at least for now, that is an effective means of control. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. I don't really know where this tree came from. It has relatively high standards. I won't say which one because they've been on my vlog before. So that narrows it down. But one of my close friends, who I'm talking shit about, they liked the Barbie movie. How? Did we watch the same movie? I don't think we did, because my perceptions are so radically different during every single scene that we may as well be watching something different. Like, if I'm colorblind, are we really watching the same art show? Or am I missing something, right? Like, if I'm looking at Picasso and I'm just like, I actually don't get it, right? Like, is that because I'm actually incapable of seeing it? Right? Am I autistic? Or was that movie just really fucking hollow? Had no character redemptive value. The message was purposely convoluted and muddied, and when it was espoused, it was super aggressively, like, what's the word? Stilted? Like, false sincerity? Like, it was just like, some of it was like a good message for little girls. Like, by the way, like, you should just be yourself. Don't get commodified. But like, it's just like, it's so cliche. Like, it doesn't actually attack any feminist issues. It doesn't really attack any, like, men's mental health degenerated culture issues. It sort of hinted that it could have had the understanding of itself. Like, it was in a way meta-self-cognizant enough in what it left unspoken or portrayed kind of like in dance and song, but like the whole thing was just a fever dream, and it felt like washed out corporatism, the same way that like putting the purple character, I always rant about her, she's the worst character. Leia's like what, uncle, sisters, brothers, friends, purple haired, who the fuck is she again? She's like, I'm Leia's secret new sister. No one knew that this was in the lore. I have purple hair. Like, it feels that hollow. Like, that's that whole movie. She's like, oh, there's like a random, like, Hispanic or whatever race she is lady just inside of me right now that I'm, like, psychically connected to for no reason when I close my eyes. Like, what? Okay, I get that that's kind of like a plot progression point. But then, like, it just, like, the whole thing makes no sense, man. Like, so many characters are non-characters. Oh man, I hate thinking about it, because like people made me analyze it, and it was the type of movie that was like so bad that I thought it would be like the type of movie to escape needing to analyze. It's like asking me to write a question about the movie Easy A with like whoever that hot girl is from that movie. Like I don't remember anything about the movie. She's like, oh, I really want to get an A. Like, what the hell was that movie, right? Like, I don't want to think about that ridiculous movie. I don't want to write like an intellectual thing about like why Terminator 4 was the best or worst Terminator depending on your opinion on Terminator 4. I'm not going to sit there and do that for any amount of clickbait. But because I'm IRL friends with these people, I feel like I have to write them a fucking clickbait article. Like, I have to give them my BuzzFeed opinion. Because they're asking for it. And I'm like, bro, I can't sit here and express to you the nuances of filmmaking that this movie catastrophically failed at. Like, I'm not talking about, like, subtle failure to introduce coherent plot within the first, like, established scenes. I'm talking about, like, full send pants down. This was a Bollywood film that you're asking me to enjoy on its face, and I'm autistic and hate Bollywood films. Minarda punctata. And, Digitalis purpurea. Yeah. Let's go see if I'm right. Apple mint? Apple mint! Look at all the bees. Look at all the bees. Gonna switch around.